Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, yesterday, Professor Mutahi Ngunyi issued a warning to William Samoei Ruto over his deputy Rigathi Gachagua as far as the Kenyan politics is concerned. Mutahi Ngunyi described Rigathi Gachagua as a man with a heart of a lion, a brain of an ox, a mouth of a parrot, and a young bull with green horn. So it is upon William Samoei Ruto to understand on how he's going to deal with Rigathi Gachagua, because seemingly it's like Gachagua is going to destroy William Samoei Ruto, or if not, then we can conclude and say that William Ruto is actually destroying Rigathi Gachagua. And this is what he said. Let me just quote him. Gachagua has the heart of a lion, the brain of an ox, and the mouth of a parrot. Dear Ruto, Gachagua is a young bull with green horns. As a young bull, his hormones are pumping like a disco. He will destroy you, or you are deliberately destroying him. That is Professor Mutahi Ngunyi. Mutahi Ngunyi tweet is coming at a time when we have a heated debate in this country from the Azimio side as far as how William Samoei Ruto is running the economy of this country and how he has subjected Kenyans to the painful situation in terms of basic commodities and affordability. But then Mutahi Ngunyi is looking further on how Gachagua is playing his politics in the current political situation in this country. For example, take the speech from Rigathi Gachagua while in Mombasa. Azimio are conducting the People's Baratha across the country, and yesterday they were in Murang'a. We know that there is the bipartisan dialogue that's going on of a selected committee, 7 members from Azimio, 7 from Kenya Kwanza. And that discussion has to mirror in the issues that Azimio has been complaining in what they have been through in the mass action. But then this is the reaction from Gachagua. I quote him, "I want to tell Raila that the president is busy. He has no time to engage you." The question is, if Ruto is busy, then how did he call Raila Amolo Odinga, pleaded with him to stop conducting mass action and allow a dialogue? If you don't have time, where did he get time to call for a press and call Raila Amolo Odinga? So you see, he's against the dialogue. He's against William Ruto's move to sit down with Raila Amolo Odinga and discuss issues that Raila is raising through demonstrations. Now, when Mutahi Ngunyi talk about the issue of those characters as brought about through lion, parrot, and a greenhorn bull, what does he mean? There's a lot in that. But before we go deep into that discussion, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To the returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And back to this discussion. Now, when Mutahi Ngunyi talked about the issue of a lion we know is an animal that fears nothing. And because the lion fears nothing, it will go for anything without fear. Gachagua is fearing nothing as of now. Whether Kenya as a government is making losses, whether people are losing lives, Gachagua does not fear anything. This is same Gachagua who make grave orders of invading other people's private properties without fearing the repercussion that comes after. We are talking about the invading of the Northland belonging to Uhuru Kenyatta family. We are talking about the invading of the Raila Amolo Odinga's property in industrial area. We are also talking about police brutality on demonstrators. He does not fear the outcome of that. And that is going to cost this government. Number two, he's talking about the brain of an ox. An ox, of course, this one is a castrated bull. A castrated bull is a bull that has a lot of energy. And once it has energy, it wants to spend this energy. That is Rigathi Gachagua for you. Excess energy, to an extent he wants to use force when he is dealing with other people. So politically, Gachagua is one man who is focusing on using a lot of excess force without minding the repercussion that will come with that force. Anataka kupita na kila mtu. That's why he went further to say that Ruto aniachia yule mzee wa kitandawili, nitadili na yeye. That was his own worth. So the question is, how is Gachagua planning to deal with Raila Amolo Odinga? Anataka kumuua, anataka kumaliza kwa njia gani? Alisema yeye na Ndindi Nyoro na Kimani Ichung'wah watamaliza mzee wa kitandawili. Sasa mpaka sasa hivi watu wanajiuliza swali, atamaliza kwa njia gani? Now that's the question that comes in. Is he planning to kill him or what? So it raises a lot of questions. Mouth of a parrot. Like when he opened his mouth, until people were saying that during campaign, give Gachagua the microphone. The damage that comes from the mouth of Gachagua. For example, as we are speaking today, Gachagua gave a fodder to Azimio la Umoja. The discussion we are having today about the issue of government, a company, shareholders, and the dividends comes in. From nowhere, Mwangi wa Iria has become a darling of many people in this country because Gachagua provided a fodder, and now it has become a discussion for Azimio la Umoja. Today, many Kenyans are feeling that they are not part of this government. They don't have shares in this government. People are now talking about secession. Because now, Gachagua was very clear that their government is a company, and that company has shareholders. So shareholders will always get their shares. And once people are getting their shares, it means they will earn at the end of the day dividends. So we have so many Kenyans who are feeling that they are not part of this government because of Rigathi Gachagua's own word. So the shareholders are people who have got the appointment in the government. But those who don't have shares, they do not get appointment in that government. That has become the biggest discussion in this country. So wenye hawana shares kwa hii serikali, na kwa sababu hii serikali imekuwa ikifinyilia watu, that's why the discussion about mass action is here. We have to demonstrate and send a message to this government that they will not collect taxes from us as long as we are not shareholders in their government. And Raila came out and said that we will ask our people not to pay tax to this government in case they will not develop the areas where our people voted for us and not vote for this government. No development, no taxes. Because Gachagua told Kenyans that they are running a company. Today, Mwangi wa Iria is telling the people of Mount Kenya region, you are suffering because you are not part of the company. Those who are in the company, they can afford medical treatment because they have salary. But for us, they have refused even to give disbursement to county government so that they can buy medicine and pay doctors and county staff so that they can provide duties and services to us. All this discussion was brought by Rigathi Gachagua. You are talking about a greenhorn bull. That means a greenhorn bull is a person who wants to act on everything. Acting on everything, you go with the combative force. He said his hormones is pumping like a disco. That means it's a man who will make decision on emotion. He will act on emotion. So it is emotion that is going to drive him because he's still a greenhorn. And once someone is making a decision on emotion, it will always be wrong. For example, when Ruto was not in this country and Gachagua felt threatened, he thinks that Raila Odinga is coming to a dialogue because he wants a handshake. And for him, he believes that a handshake will elbow him out of the government. What did he do? He issued an order to police officers, an order that even the Interior Minister, Kithure Kindiki, was not comfortable with, to use excessive force, tear gas, live bullet when dealing with the people who are demonstrating because of high cost of living. So tell me, if William Samoei Ruto had another deputy who is not Rigathi Gachagua, would we have a discussion in this country about the issue of company and shareholders? It will not be there. If, for example, it was Mudavadi or it was Kithure Kindiki or another person, they will have some wisdom in their speech. Gachagua is a former DO, a man who is just a one-time member of parliament, who does not understand Kenyan politics. What he understands is all about using force. His word is a law. That's how he has been. That's why Mutahi Ngunyi is telling William Ruto, Gachagua is either destroying you or you are planning to finish him. But again, the biggest person who has suffered here is William Samoei Ruto to deal with the current political situation because of the kind of words that have been coming from the mouth of Rigathi Gachagua. So, going by that, you can confirm and say that Gachagua has made the situation so much hard for William Samoei Ruto. As of now, people are viewing his government as a government that is concentrating on themselves, a government that is dealing with only their own personal interest, but not the interest of Kenyans. And that has been seen very clear. So that is it. If Ruto is finishing Gachagua, we will see in 2027 if he will come up with another running mate who is not necessarily Rigathi Gachagua. But if not so, then we can tell you, even as of now, Gachagua has made the situation very hard for William Ruto. It is becoming ungovernable for William Samoei Ruto. I don't know your views, but let us meet in the comment section for continuation of this conversation.